All right, Nickynoel now going to pay a visit. Everyone's favorite little extortionist, Kiki the monkey. 110 rupees down the drain, but they're going to make the early play into pod. Bit of a gamble. They only have one pod key here. I don't really know if this is the right call to make, but we'll see.
Well, you can route in Eastern with it.
All right, Kohrek making the Agatar play. Not going to find much there. Nickynoel making the play into Eastern Palace. So we're seeing a lot of similar routing here. Oh, Kohrek already finding the item, heading out. Where are they going next?
The sewers.
I think
still
so.
not tucked.
So while we wait on that, I want to remind you folks, if you guys enjoying both of our runners here, make sure you give both Kohrek and Nickynoel a follow on Twitch. They're playing hard for your entertainment, so show them some love, folks.
Still, we have quite a lot of checks that can still be made. We have access to the first chest in Swamp, Ice Palace, Mire. No wait.
Not yet on Mire. We need Hookshot.
Yeah, not yet on Mire, but there's the right side of Desert. Palace of Darkness, Catfish. Still quite a lot.
No, we're only 36 minutes in. This is still very early on in the race. The fact that we have so much available to us this early on is actually quite impressive.
Nickynoel gets his powder. And there's a small key to Turtle Rock and the castle sewers.
Yeah, helpful, because we still don't know if Turtle Rock's going to be necessary or not, so we'll see.
And here's something, Kohrek is gonna do Catfish and the Witch at the same time, the potion shop.
Ooh, good. Yeah, very good routing on that part. Plus, they can also do Zora at the same time, so that is very efficient routing. We'll see if that actually pays off for him.
In the meantime, Nickynoel is gonna try to finish his turn.
Gets through, gets their big 20 from the vanilla big key chest. Oh, Kohrek almost slipped up there, but gets through, mirrors back. And ooh, we got a small key from the mushroom here. Small key to GT. Ooh, maybe not. Not quite there what they're hoping for there, but does get a blue potion, so that gives them a little extra safety to work with.
And Kohrek should get his second puzzle soonish in the waterfall cave. That's where Nickynoel got his second battle.
Yep, I remember that. More safety's the better, I always say. You never know when you're gonna need them.
And Catfish has Fire Rod!
Ooh, that is huge for Kohrek there. That opens up several key dungeons. Ice Palace and Turtle Rock being the big ones there. Yeah, they could have done Ice Palace with Bombos, but having the Fire Rod will make it so much easier.
Don't you meet Skull Woods?
Oh, Skull Woods too? Yeah, I forgot about that one. Thank you. And Kohrek gonna get a free potion from the Waterfall Fairy there, as Nickynoel picks up their Eastern Palace crystal.
Oh, the Waterfall Fairy gives fairies.
Probably not what he was hoping for, but certainly not bad.
And Nickynoel managed to defeat Armos. So that's one crystal for both. Heading into pod, let's see what's in here.
And again, won't be able to check much, but considering they do have the bow, they'll be able to check more of pod than you think, because they'll be able to do the bow route, which will help them skip a few of the items. They just won't be able to check much more. But we find, ooh, big key. Oh, it's the GT big key!
That's required, right?
Just a small requirement, yeah. So that eliminates that worry out of the logic. That's the one key you always fear you're gonna find, because if you don't find that, the trolling can be super hard. I've seen so many seeds where that is the go mode item, and it takes forever for them to find it, even double dipping Ganon's Tower to find it. So that is a very lucky day for Nickynoel.
Yeah, in the meantime, kohrek is gonna go check Mire and Desert.
Yeah, and bear in mind, kohrek does have that small key for Desert, so they're going to be able to check a few locations that Nickynoel had to skip out on. Who knows? That could be a difference maker there. Bull Tank, I'm going to tell you right now, it's happened a lot more than once. I've had at least 3 seeds where that was required. Double dipping into Ganon's Tower.
Oh my god!
Vanilla small key for pod. Well, that opens up a few more rooms for Nickynoel.
That's always a good one, because you want to try to find as much keys as you can before dipping into pod, and then you find a vanilla key. That's just funny.
Indeed. Ninban remembering a time where they had to go into GT 4 times because of issues. I remember that because I was commentating that race. I fell for you, dude. I fell for you.
Okay, so right side of pod, of desert, I mean, blue
5
rupee.
rupees, not much there. Let's see what the vanilla big key chest has. Nickynoel, speaking of finding the vanilla big key chest here, finds a small key to Misery Mire and just 10 arrows for kohrek.
Yeah, so that small key in desert did not give them anything. There's a GT key.
Not necessary at this point since they have the big key.
Then again, you're doing these rooms in Palace of Darkness again because you want to skip opening the front door.
Save those keys for where you really need them in the back to get those items. Now the question is, where are they gonna go for the chest there on the right side back pod, or are they gonna go left side into the dark maze? It's a sequence break and it's harder to get through, but it does have more items overall. Wait, where is Noel going?
He's going around no boots, and there's still that chest that is not open.
Fair point, fair point. Plus, they can open that up to switch that way, so that makes some sense there. Finds a 10 bomb upgrade. As kohrek is about to pick up their silvers.
That's all the chests that are in logic and pod. The rest is sequence break.
Oh, the Helmassar knocks them off. Gonna have to reset the room. kohrek now getting their silver arrows.
I'm expecting to see kohrek go towards Skullwoods next.
No, I wouldn't be surprised. We find a map to Thieves Town for Nickynoel. That could be helpful because we don't know what dungeon that is yet. So that could come into play as they're heading into the downstairs dark area. 2 chests down here. If they find anything helpful. Map to Tower of Hera. Well, we already know that's the green pendant, so that's utterly useless. And a big 20 on the other side.
And he's going back. I guess he's gonna go do the hammer jump. Without the big key, that's a bit annoying.
Yeah, but you gotta do what you gotta do. No.
Wait,
Or they just...
maybe he wants to set it up from this room.
Yeah, looks like you're right.
You can just reset the bridge if you fail.
Yeah, in Keysanity, the hammering up has become much more essential. And can they get it? Yes, they can. First try. Nicely done.
And just like I said, kohrek is gonna do Skullwoods.
Yeah, you got the tempered sword, you've got the fire rod. I don't see any reason not to do this.
We find a big twin in the maze.
No, let's just hoping more there. Nicky wants to find an item here. And I don't know what they picked up there. I'm gonna assume rupees.
Yeah, if someone can help us on this, we have no idea.
It's hard to tell when they don't show it. All right, kohrek now starting their fight with Mothula. With Tempered Sword, shouldn't be too difficult. They got a good amount of health going in. As long as they stay to the bottom there and avoid most of those spikes, shouldn't be too hard of a fight. Though Mothula is being a little frustrating, but he gets through without too much trouble. What does the moth drop? The cape. Ooh, and a crystal.
Ooh, that gives access to the bumper cave key.
I get the feeling that's where kohrek's going to be going next after this, is going straight for that key, because I'm pretty sure he was the one that checked that and knows that that's there.
Oh, that also gives access to Spike Cave.
Ooh, that could be something, but he's going to stop first and grab this other chest in the back end of Skull. Didn't get to grab this earlier. We'll see if that comes into play. As Nickynoel going to turn in their powder. Not going to be happy with what they find, unfortunately. All right, what does kohrek find? The shovel! Hashtag fetch quest.
Hey, we found all of them.
Yeah, we've got all the fetch quest items. We have the mushroom, we have the powder, we have the shovel.
So yeah, Nickynoel did not go for catfish yet. And I think that's the only progression you can find now.
At this point, you kind of need that. You need that fire rod. And Nickynoel has no idea that that's there, unfortunately. Turtle Rock confirmed crystal. We got a map check from Nickynoel. Pod also, as we know, was already confirmed to be one of our...
Thieves Town is a pendant.
Oh, that's gonna scare them away, I bet. No, instead, they're gonna go for it. To be fair, pendant dungeons tend to have items, and Thieves Town's one of those ones that you almost always check, so I don't blame them, but we'll see if it pays out. As kohrek now going into the bumper cave to go find that see what that key is.
I'm thinking either Thieves Town or Swamp.
I'm calling Pod Key. We haven't seen too many of those yet. Well, let's find out. It is... GT. Oh. The one key you don't want to find, especially since we know where the big key for GT is. Once he finds that, he's going to realize those small keys are useless. Now, comment on something that our tracker Ninban put in the chat. Pendants do not have more items than crystals by logic. It's not about, it's more about precedent than it is about actual knowledge or actual logic, because let's be honest, it always happens. The randomizer just likes to mess with you like that. Don't even lie to me on that, sir. You know it's right. Fisher Price shield.
And we find a shield. That's the first one in logic.
And we find another small key to Misery Mire there in Thieves Town.
Yeah, sadly the Thieves Town small key cannot be there.
Yeah, exactly, Power Chord. Yeah, it may be confirmation bias there, Zeldos, but when you've comped as many seeds as I have and have seen so many times, seeing like progression items in pendant dungeons, yeah, I have a reason to have that confirmation bias.
So
You are correct.
Kohrek is doing that mountain check, but he can enter Turtle Rock. Maybe there's something in there.
Yeah, you can get pretty far into it. Not all the way, but pretty decent, especially since you've got at least one key. And Maiden's guarding. Oh, we got one of our pod keys there.
Oh, and Kohrek is checking Spike Cave.
Uh-oh, this could be good. And meanwhile, Nickynoel going to start their fight with Blonde. What's our meme for the day? Yeah, that's true. It is quite depressing. All right, so what does Kohrek find here in the Spike Cave? Oh, couldn't quite make it.
He has a
Oh.
fairy. He has a fairy. Actually,
Oh, that was close. That should get him just enough health to get this open. Nickynoel finishing off Blind. Big 20 in the Spike Cave. And Nickynoel finds a map to Skull Woods.
Yeah, we already know Skull Woods is a crystal, sadly.
Yeah, that's true.
What has to be the play?
Looking at their item setup, that's tricky.
It's either Turtle Rock or Ice Palace at this point, right?
Yeah, I'd say Ice Palace is probably the better play. I mean, they've already got a few small keys for it. They're only going to be missing out on the big chest. I don't see any reason not to at least do Ice Palace at some point.
Oh, and Nickynoel is gonna go check Lumberjack.
Oh, this could be good. It's been a while since we've seen this. We haven't seen this checked. It is just a piece of art. Never mind.
Yeah, so again, I missed dead now.
Completely. No reason to go there. They may go back to check that other Aga Tower chest, but that's as much as we're ever going to see. All right, Kohrek finishing up there in Tower of Hero for now, at least. And they're going to head over to East Death Mountain, and they're going to be picking up their blue tunic. So now we're starting to see a drop in items here. This is what I meant. We got a lot of big items early on, but now we're hitting that bottleneck where all of a sudden items are dry. So we got to wait for that next big play to come. And I do still say it's Ice Palace. Oh, we're going to get a Turtle Rock check here from Kohrek.
Yeah, it makes sense. You have two medallions and quite a bit of access inside. Makes sense to check that now.
Well, bear in mind, he's only got one key, but we'll see. And it's Bombo, so Bombo's required for both dungeons.
Sadly, no magic.
Oh, fair point.
You can grab a... Yeah, you can grab a full jar in Bunny Cave right here. And that's where Nickynoel routes in Catfish.
But they're also going to turn in their mushroom to get that key.
In the meantime, Kohrek is doing Spiral Cave and Paradox Cave.
Nickynoel now heading over to Catfish. Gonna be picking up their fire rod here shortly. And we'll see what that puts them. I'm willing to bet they're gonna be heading over to Skull Woods themselves very soon, which is not a bad call.
Now with those Ice Palace keys, you kinda start thinking that Ice Palace has something. And there's the fire rod for Nicky.
Since they've already checked the waterfall and Zora, they are heading straight off. And oh, they're going to Ice Rod Cave. They haven't checked that yet. There's not much there, or yeah, there wasn't much there, unfortunately.
And we've yet to see where the lamp is.
I know, that's kind of scary. Like, you'd think we would have found that by now, considering all the places we checked.
You know what's the most scary about all this? It can be in Turtle Rock right now, it's in Magic.
Oh. Not far into it, because there's still a few dark rooms to check, but yeah, early on in Turtle Rock, it is very well possible. Answer question check. Yes, they have gone into Desert Palace. Both of our runners have checked most of Desert. They just haven't gone into the back end because they don't have the big key, but it has been checked. Oh, I think Kohrek's about to make the Turtle Rock play.
Yeah, Nickynoel just confirmed that Skull Woods is a crystal. And Kohrek is gonna enter Turtle Rock, so let's see what we find here.
Given the lack of keys, this is a small gamble, but given how many items they have access to, including Mimic Cave, this could be helpful.
Does he have one or two keys?
One.
You cannot get all the way to Mimic Cave then.
Well, unless they happen to find one in there, we'll have to see. Given the lack of items we found, I wouldn't be surprised if we find a vanilla small key in here.
Yeah, Nickynoel is getting that Skull Woods done. Oh,
Ooh,
half
half-
magic!
Nice! If ever's a time to have it, with Ice Palace still in play, and a couple other dungeons that need a lot of magic, including Turtle Rock itself, having that now is going to be big help for Kohrek.
So remember that time when you were out of magic before entering this dungeon?
Kohrek wisely taking the long way around here because they don't have the hook shot, so they have to play this correctly. Make sure they can get back. But does go through. All right, what does Kohrek find here in the big roller room? Heart piece and small key to GT.
Is that the last one? We've seen quite a lot now.
Yeah, that's 3 if I got my count correct. Nickynoel now working on their fight with Mathiel, having a little bit of a struggle here. But using those fire rod strats is helping.
Okay, and the change on room here is the last item you can get.
Yeah, unless they find another key. Which
Hook
they
shot!
don't, but they find the hook shot! Ooh, considering they're right outside Hookshot Cave, that's actually a good find for Kohrek.
Not only that, the shot can actually block all remaining 3 keys to Turtle Rock. So that might have been a required double dip in Turtle Rock.
It might be. We'll have to see. Kohrek now heading into the Hookshot cave. 4 items in here.
That unlocks Mire as well.
Yeah, let's see what we find. Heart container. Second item up. Oh, there's the lamp!
You were required to dip Turtle Rock for him.
Oh my god. Small key to pod and the bloomerang. So, Hookshot cave loaded here. What a find.
Okay, that's huge for kohrek.
Absolutely. And he's going right to Misery Mire. Meanwhile, Nickynoel making the play on Ice Palace. So we're gonna have two big plays here.
Mire seems like the correct play here. Can't full clear it now.
Yeah, Ice Palace, you can clear most of it, but you can't get that big chest, so you're gonna be short 1 item. And much like Thieves Town, this is one of those big chests that if you can get it while you can, because going back is a real pain. But yeah, I do agree. I think Mire's the better play here because we've got the big key for it, so we can check all the items. If you only need the 1 small key if you know where everything is or know how to do everything. So this could be big. But let's see what Nickynoel finds here. Heart container starting things off in Ice Palace as kohrek starts their play into Mire.
Also, that's quite a cruel spot for Hookshot to be.
It really is.
You have to go all the way around that mountain to get to him.
That is very, very cruel. So the trolling has indeed begun. Then again, I already said that was going to happen eventually. Alright, kohrek now starting to get to the main chest here in Mire. We find a map to desert. Well, that actually is helpful. We have not full cleared desert yet, so once we find that big key, we can find out whether or not that's necessary. We are still missing 1 pendant. So once we find that last pendant, we'll know where the rest of our crystals are. Nickynoel now setting the infamous Ice Palace bomb jump. One of the most required bomb jumps in the game. Gets it first try every time. And kohrek now on the worst cutscene in the game, in my opinion.
In Randomizer, you mean?
Heck, in general, because it's the one cutscene you can't do anything with. Yeah, you have to sit there for the whole time, and you don't even get to see anything. You know, at least with the other ones like that, you can at least see the wall moving. You get some animation. Here, you get nothing. And just a big 20 in the middle of a big key chest.
And Nickynoel is gonna do Ice Palace without Hookshot.
Yeah, that's
which
gonna make
can be a bit tricky.
Yeah, routing that without the hookshot can be difficult, especially in that one particular area. But we'll see if they can pull it off. Let's see what kohrek finds here. Mire, we got 5 rupees on Nickynoel's side and blue potion.
There's the last bottle.
All 4 bottles now accounted for.
So once Nickynoel gets into Mire, he's gonna get his last bottle as well. There's the map. Ganon.
Anyone hungry? I think we got a burrito here. All right, kohrek now checking out this chest here. Finds just a big 20, so not much in Mire, unfortunately. We've got 1 more chest to check, plus the Course Vitreous himself. Just 10 arrows, so it looks like Mire is going to be a bit of a bust.
Oh, and that's interesting. He's gonna get the bridge item with the Hookshot.
Nickynoel now gonna bomb jump across, but couldn't quite pull it off. So they're gonna have to go the long way around to get back to it. Ooh, we got a small key to Skull Woods. Never mind, useless.
So Mire did not have anything, right?
Unless there's something on Vitreous, yeah, pretty much. Then again, needed an Ice Palace. Ice Palace was coming up pretty empty as well. So, but then again, there's still 2 chests unaccounted for in Ice Palace as Nickynoel starts their fight with Cold Stare.
Now, if that chest that Nickynoel skipped had something, that's gonna bite him.
Absolutely. Like I said, Ice Palace is one of those dungeons that's really hard to go back into if you have to. So Nicky is going to have to hope that there was nothing they missed in that dungeon. And bear in mind, because we know Turtle Rock's a crystal, Ice Rod is still in play as a required item. That, item-wise, that's our go mode item. I mean, we still need some keys, but in terms of items, that's all that's left.
Okay, so ice is a crystal.
That makes sense.
Now, here's my thinking. The one item you skipped in Ice Palace was in Logic, but Cold Stare was not.
Yeah, that's going to be a risky play. Kohrek now going to be starting with their fight with Vitreous. With Silver Arrows, this fight is a joke. 1 shot for each of the small eyeballs, 2 shots for the big eyeball, and this fight is over very quickly.
Except
Down
for
you go.
Ganon, Vitreous is the only boss that can survive a Silver Arrow shot.
Gets the compass to Pod, and our next, and the other half, our first of our 5-6 crystals, all that's left is Pod.
Okay, so both Ice and Mire have nothing. Where do you go next? There's always the first chest in Swamp that can troll them.
I get the feeling that's what's going on here, because yeah, Ice Palace is a bust, Mire is a bust, can't do much in Hera, Pod we don't have enough keys for. They may have to do first chest in Swamp. I think that's all that's left.
And yeah, there's always that one chest in Ice Palace that is still a mystery to us. Kohrek might go pick that up.
Yeah, I think that if that's something, I feel for Nicky right now because of that one chest that he had to pass, that they had to pass up, has something. Kohrek will have a very distinct lead from here on out. Nickynoel checking the 2 chests in Desert that they missed earlier. Kohrek now working their way through Ice Palace.
Now, is there a location that we might have forgotten about? Because except for Swamp and that one chest in Ice, I don't think there's anything else in Logic. Did they find 5 keys to Pod yet?
No, neither of our runners. I think, hold on, let me double check something here because I think.
No, the rest of Pod is locked behind all 6 keys now.
Yeah, because Nicky's only got 3 pod keys, Kohrek's only got 2, so neither one of them can really check much.
Ooh, that was close from failing it. Kohrek gets the bomb jump in Ice Palace.
Like I said, it's one of those bomb jumps. It's probably one of the more difficult ones to do, but it's also one of the most essential to do. even if you're running this game vanilla, just because of how much time it can save if you can master it.
And I'd say in Keysanity, the hammer jump is as important to know.
Oh, absolutely. Hammer jump is definitely very important in Keysanity race because of how difficult it is to find all the keys for pod. So I definitely agree with you there. Looks like Nickynoel's a little stumped about what to do because they have not been to Turtle Rock to find that Hookshot. And that's one of those things you don't think about most of the time, but maybe I think Nicky may have realized that's where they need to go.
Yeah, I think that's where Nicky's going next. Except for that one chest in Ice Palace, I think that's the only play he can do now. And Spike Cave.
So let's see. In terms of Goma, we need Desert Palace Big Key. We need the small key in Swamp. Maybe Big Key in here if there's items in there.
Well, we still don't know where the last pendant is yet.
Yeah, that's true. It's between Desert and Swamp. Those are the only two dungeons we haven't confirmed yet. So one of those two is going to be required. We need... and then we just need some small keys for Turtle Rock. That's pretty much it.
Okay, and Kohrek got the jump, so we're about to find out what's in that chest.
Moment of truth time for Kohrek here. And what do we find? It's a small key to Swamp!
Oh my god, that's big. That unlocked the entire dungeon.
Yeah, Nickynoel may have just screwed themselves by not being able to get that key, because that could be the play. Since we don't know what's in Swamp, if Swamp is the last crystal, then Kohrek will have taken the lead by far with that play.
Well, it all depends on when Nicky goes back.
Yeah, but like I said, Ice Palace is one of those dungeons, especially for that chest and the big chest, very hard to get back to. So I would not be surprised if Nicky takes a while to get back to that chest.
Well,
Especially since there's...
it's gonna be locked sooner or later.
Sooner or later, they're going to have to go back there, obviously. But given that they still have Mire to do and a few other dungeons that they could do or end up doing, I don't see them going back there for at least a little bit. Noel now starting their play in Turtle Rock while Kohrek taking on Cold Stare here. And you know, for Kohrek, the next stop is Swamp.
Yeah, it has to be Swamp, there's no other way. You could go back in Thieves Town, but I don't agree with that play when you have a full clear Swamp you can do. That will also tell us what's the last pendant and crystal.
Yeah, because no matter what, whichever one Swamp has, that means the other one is in Desert. If Swamp has the crystal, then Kohrek has taken a huge lead because we now know that the last pendant is in Desert. But at the same time, if Swamp has the pendant, then we know that the last crystal is in Desert, and it's only a matter of time before he finds that big key.
Oh, wait.
Oh, Nicky left before getting the hook shot. They don't know. Oh no, Nicky,
Oh my
what are
God.
you doing?
No, please.
Not like this. Not like this.
This is the worst.
Oh no.
Missing one chest in Turtle Rock, it's required. Missing one chest in Ice, it's required.
Nicky is gonna be kicking themselves when they realize this too.
Did he not get that key? Wait, he's missing a key to Turtle Rock.
Oh, they couldn't check it.
Where was it?
I don't remember, but yeah, because of that, they can't get it. So they had no choice. They were forced to leave it behind. Oh, that hurts. All right, well, let's see what we find as Kohrek enters Swamp Palace. First chest finds a small key. There's one of our Turtle Rock small keys.
Oh. Oh. It was in the sewers.
That's right. It was in the sewers of escape. Oh, man. Kohrek.
So yeah, that first chest in swamp is required.
Yeah, because you have to have the lamp, which is in the Hookshot cave. So yeah, this first chest in swamp is required. And that's where Nicky's going too. So they're gonna find out very quickly that they took the wrong turn. They're going where the logic wants them to go, but unfortunately, that just gives Kohrek a big lead.
That's gonna hurt Nicky to see that Turtle Rock small key there.
It is. It really is. Alright, so Kohrek now working both of our owners in Swamp, though Kohrek can go much further since they found the small key in Ice Palace.
And the Hookshot.
Yeah, and the Hookshot, which is also very helpful. Nickynoel finding that Turtle Rock key and getting out because that's all they can do. So back to Turtle Rock with you. Find a big 20 there for Kohrek. Probably gonna check left side now. Oh, big key to desert. So
well,
this is...
if swamp is abandoned, you have full access to desert anyway.
Yeah, talk about perfect timing there. No matter what, you'll be able to get both done. So that works out for Kohrek. Again, extending his lead ever further with those items, but he's going to pick up the small key before he drowns it here in Swamp as Nickynoel heading back to Turtle Rock to go get that Hookshot. But you got to really feel for Nickynoel. They have no idea how far. I mean, I assume they know that they're probably behind now with this, but they have no idea by how much. All right, Kohrek now heading into the left side of Swamp Palace. 2 chests to check here. Thankfully, with that Hookshot, can check both of them relatively quick. All right, what do we find here? 5-bomb upgrade on the left side. And on the right, we find just a big 20, so time to head on up.
Yeah, left side was nothing. So that's a second Turtle Rock dip for Nickynoel.
They're going to be forced to triple dip it at this point, which is unfortunate because Turtle Rock's a very difficult, a very long dungeon, so having to do more than a double dip is not fun.
Yeah, and I'm expecting that Hookshot to be tilting him. He's about to get his lamp though, so that's gonna help.
that might point him in the right direction to go get that small key. We'll see. Kohrek now making their way into the back end of Swamp Palace. We've got 3 more chests plus Argus himself, so 4 more items to find. What do we have here? We've got the big key to Pod. Hey, there's a play. And a small the basement key to Hera.
Pod. Oh yeah.
You called it. Pod small key. Pod's looking pretty good right about now.
Yeah, so the last checks for Nickynoel now are the sewers. Maybe some more chests and pod and
No, they're heading to Mire first.
yeah, there's that one last chest in ice. We know that Mire was a complete bust.
Unfortunately, nothing in Mire, so this is going to be... But it is a crystal, so it is necessary.
Oh, Kohrek tried to do a silver arrows on
Yeah, so
on
they're
our
couldn't
goose,
quite pull it
but
off.
yeah.
Get the single arrow! And it's the red pendant, so the last crystal is in desert!
Well, you can't go there. So now we got confirmation that desert is a crystal. Desert and pod are clearable.
Yeah, though, for Kohrek, it's gonna be a little tricky. He's only got 3 pod keys. He needs to find 1 more. I forget where the other pod key was. But now we have that crystal. Now we know where to go to desert, so he's gonna be checking that out right away.
There was a pod key inside of pod itself.
All right, Kohrek, gotta first check the big chest here in desert, make sure that doesn't have anything. Not a bad call, especially if that ice rod is still out there somewhere. Plus, we still got pod keys to account for, so I don't blame him.
Or was there a pod key in Thief's Town? Maybe
That
that's where
might
it's
be
missing.
it, yeah. Oh, we got a big key to... Oh, there's the Ice Palace big key.
So yeah, you had to go in Ice Palace for the small key, get in Swan for the desert big key, and get in desert for the Ice Palace big key.
I hope it doesn't make him go all the way back to that big chest just for the ice rod. That would be trolly.
Or the Turtle Rock key.
But nonetheless, Kohrek now starting their play into the back end of desert. We'll see if Landmolus has anything aside from that crystal. Again, they're still looking for that ice rod. That is their go mode item at this point.
Ice Rod and a third Turtle Rock key.
Yeah, that's true, though. You realize there's still one big question in play. Because guess what we still haven't confirmed yet?
Pedestal!
Pedestal! The pet dream is still alive! We have not found the book. We do not know what's on the pedestal. Could the ice rod or that turtle rock key be there?
Well, if a Turtle Rock key is there, I think they're gonna look elsewhere for the other one.
Of course. Triple bombs from Landmolus, but Kohrek now gets his, let's see, that's 5th crystal. Still got 2 more left. So what is next for Kohrek? Is he going to take the gamble on pod with only 3 keys, or are they going to look elsewhere to try to find it?
I think he might go to Palace of Darkness.
Looks like he is.
After he gets that vanilla key, he's gonna be able to full clear it. It's not really the optimal route, but he's gonna be able to do it.
Well, but nonetheless, it's the right play since other than this, all that's left is Turtle Rock. And that's a good one to save for last anyway, so this could be the right play here. Plus, there's still a couple of chests unaccounted for in here. So the big chest being the big one, then of course there could still be something on Helmisar King. But there's the 110 for Kiki. Let's see what kohrek find that Nicky missed. Plus, kohrek's gonna be getting his GT big key here shortly. He's gonna be very happy to find that pretty soon.
Yeah, sadly not much is unlocked in Palace of Darkness yet. Not in logic, I mean. There's that GT big key.
Nickynoel now about to head up to Vitreous, gonna powder that anti-fairy, get some extra health. And again, silver arrows, with 60 silver arrows nonetheless. I would be shocked if Nicky actually failed this.
And I believe Nicky still has a fairy.
Yeah, again, I'd have to question their skills if they couldn't get past this fight. And sure enough, down goes the eyeballs.
And there goes the disappointment.
Yeah, but it is a crystal, so they had to get it one way or the other.
There are two locations for Nicky now, sewers and that just a nice palace. Kohrek gets that vanilla key in pod. Oh, is he going straight for Nasor?
Ooh, that's a bit of a gamble there, but I guess considering the lack of keys, they're figuring get that out of the way early.
And Nicky is going back to pod. Did he forget about sewers and that chest in ice?
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get everything because they don't have that big key that they need. It's a bit of a risk there, but we'll see if it plays out as kohrek now making their way into the back end of pod to take on the Helmisar King. All right, so kohrek now heading into the Helmisar King. 17 whacks with a hammer. Only got a few sword swings or one silver arrow shot, and down goes the big lizard. So let's see what he finds.
Not even buffering with the sword. Get that extended hitbox.
Yeah, gets him plenty of time. Finishes off the lizard. Nicely done. All right, let's see what the lizard drops. Just 10 arrows, but he gets his other Pyramid Fairy crystal. So now the Pyramid Fairy is now in play. Wonder if that could have anything. We're still looking for that ice rod.
And we're about to see what's in the remaining chest in pod. There was also a small chest that we did not see what was inside.
Yeah, but we're about to see it. It is just a piece of heart.
I mean, there was one in the maze that is still a mystery to us.
That's true. But now we'll get a chance to see it since Kohrek has the lamp, so we'll be able to see it. I don't think it was much, but it might be something.
Okay, Nicky is going back to ice.
Yep. They're making the play. They realize they got to go back. Unfortunately, they still don't have the Ice Palace big key, but we also know that's in a very trolly spot, so I don't blame them, but oh, they're going to be kicking themselves when they get to that chest and find out that the swamp key was there.
And it looks like Kohrek is doing the south side of Pod first.
Yeah, thankfully they have enough keys for everything now. Alright, there's that Misery Mire small key, but of course we know that's useless since he's already cleared Mire. And there's the GT key.
Yeah, so we have all 4.
Not like we need him since we've already got the big key.
Now, what is next? If that big chest in Pod is nothing, do you go back to Turtle Rock with 2 keys or?
I'd say at least check Pyramid Fairy first, just to be safe.
There's also the big chest in ice that is in logic now.
Yeah, but you really want to hope that that's nothing. Alright, Kohrek now heading over here to the right side. Probably gonna hammer Yump across to get to that other, to get to the dark maze. As Nickynoel finally working their way around to get to that last chest. At least the last one they can get to, anyway.
Do we get slashes?
Nope, they're feeling too far behind to waste time slashing.
Okay, we're about to find out what's in the big chest of Pod. Still new to us. In the meantime, Nickynoel is going in swamp. And he just confirmed that desert is the last crystal.
And small key to Turtle Rock. Okay, that's actually not bad.
Yeah, we're only ice rod from go mode now.
Alright, we've got big 20s here starting off in the dark maze. You know that earlier, what was in the other chest? We didn't get to see this before. And it was just 10 arrow upgrade.
So that's why it didn't show up. It's an upgrade.
So we have 2 locations to check. Pyramid Fairy and the big chest in ice. Needless to say, Kohrek's going for the fairy.
And you can check most of Turtle Rock as well. I believe Correct might gamble on Turtle Rock just to not have to double dip Ice Palace.
I don't blame him on that one.
And if you think you might lose this race for a 50-50 chance like that, that's quite the decision to make. And Lumberjacks was just a hard piece.
Yep, Lumberjack was a bust. Again, the only other thing we still do not know is what's on the pedestal. And if we don't find that ice rod before then, we could see a pedestal play, but my hopes for it aren't exactly super high.
Oh, I forgot we also have access to the basement of Hera.
Oh, that's true. We did find that key earlier. That could have something. All right, let's see what we find. Moment of truth for Kohrek here. What's in the Pyramid Fairy? We have compass to GT and just a piece of hard.
Looks like he's going to check. What can he check here? Oh, he's going to Thieves Down.
Oh, this is Nickynoel's a chance to catch up. It's a slim chance, but it's a chance nonetheless.
Yeah, I think Kohrek wants to make sure he has that ice rod before he goes up the mountain.
I don't blame him. You want to exhaust your options before going up to Turtle Rock without the ice rod, because if you go through all the way through Turtle Rock and not find it, that's a huge time sink.
Sadly, we know that left side swamp is nothing.
Sad but true.
And Nickynoel did not find another Turtle Rock key yet.
Yeah, they only have the one key, whereas Kohrek has 3. So, again, advantage going to Kohrek here, having all those keys that they've got.
And wait, did Kohrek find a small key to Thieves Down?
No, he did not. So he's going to have to
why
skip the
does
big
he have
chat.
one right now?
Oh, he does. I think we miscounted that. Our mistake. So this could be another big play here, because I don't think Nickynoel checked this before. What's in the big chest in Thieves Town? Just a piece of heart. Never mind.
Oh, it did not go up.
It works out because we know Blind doesn't have anything, so this is the right play here. Unless, of course, Ice Rod is on pedestal, then he just wasted his time. He's gonna have to go back and do that again.
That's interesting. That's the first time I saw someone steal a key in Thieves Down. I've seen it many times in Desert, but not in Thieves Town.
Wait a minute. No, AA pointed out that Kohrek stole the key, the small key, to go upstairs, did not set up the blind hole, and instead used that small key to get to the big chest. That was actually an interesting play.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning.
Okay. So we weren't confused there.
Okay, and kohrek is checking the basement of Era.
Yeah, we still don't have the big key for it, so we can't check upstairs, but you never know.
And both of them are at 5 pod keys now.
Not exactly helpful for kohrek since he's already cleared pod.
And not setting up the coffee break. Oh, he's using bombs.
Oh, he tried to set it up, but he couldn't do it, so now he's gonna have to do a little dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Meanwhile, Nickynoel now taking on Argus here in Swamp. Yeah, not gonna find much, not even a crystal, because this is the other pendant dungeon, but nonetheless, you're here, might as well clear it out. Especially since they could potentially have an advantage if this is a pedestal seed.
There's
And
the
it's
last
just,
pod key.
not what he was hoping for there.
Well, now it's fully in logic.
Not like it matters since he's already full cleared it, so that was just a waste for him. So where is that ice rod?
Reminder that there's also a missing turtle rock key to put try next in logic.
Yeah, but let's be honest, there's not many other places for them to check, so I can't really blame kohrek for this play. He's going back into Turtle Rock. I agree with AA in the chat here. The turtle, I get the feeling we're gonna get a vanilla Turtle Rock key because I think it's somewhere in this dungeon. Because if it's not, then the only other place could be the Ice Palace big chest.
And what if it's a fetch quest to get that last key?
Oh, that'll be painful. Yeah, because Bulltank's mentioning pedestal, but here's the thing. We can't get to the pedestal since we don't have the Tower of Hera big key. We need that to even consider pedestal right now.
Or what if that ice rod is in the lava room?
Oh, I've seen that before. It's not gonna be good if it is.
Gets the powder at the right moment there. Still on blue mail. Turtle Rock is not an easy dungeon to do without the red mail.
Not at all. Though in vanilla game, you're required to do it this way because the red mail's in Ganon's tower, so it's designed to be done this way, unfortunately. Kohrek's gonna skip the lava room chests. No surprise there, but he's prepping up for Mimic Cave. Meanwhile, Nickynoel working on Desert Palace, gonna be getting their crystal there very shortly. All right, kohrek, what do we got? What's Mimic Cave hiding? And we find just a piece of heart.
There are 6 locations left in Turtle Rock. Any of them could be the ice rod.
Yep, we've got the big chest, we've got the small roller room, and we've got the laser bridge. 50 rupees. Ooh, I'm on the edge of my seat here, folks. Where is that ice rod?
Oh, and that's unusual to see that room done without the boots.
All right. Small roll room time, and it's there.
There it is!
Ladies and gentlemen, if you check your watches or your phones or whatever timekeeping devices you have, the time currently displayed shows that it is indeed Como time.
The best part about this timing is that you can skip entirely the laser bridge now.
Yep, you can skip Laser Bridge, go right to Trinex, and only miss out on a couple things, Red Mail and Butter Sword, which I don't think he needs. And on top of that, this is his last crystal. He can go straight to Ganon's tower. This is a huge play for Kohrek. Nice use of the Cane of Samaria there.
Getting that strat done without the boots is interesting as well.
Alright, now it's down to Trinex.
Gets the 2 cycle on first phase.
Yep, got him down before any of the heads fired off. Let's see if we can get the quick kill. He does!
And that's good.
Yeah,
So if you said 0 for the chess game in Ganon's tower, you were right. The big key is not in there.
Yep, Kohrek is on his way to Ganon's tower. He's gonna go straight up the gauntlet. This race is as good as over. I honestly don't know of any way Nickynoel can recover from this.
Yeah, Nicky is still missing 2 Turtle Rock keys. Oh, and not using the silver arrows to finish up Helmasaur King.
Yeah, but gets him down. No big deal. But again, it might be too little too late as Kohrek is now making their way up the gauntlet as we speak.
We should have given that seat to Andy. No boots.
Yeah, no kidding. Make him work for his victories instead of just relying on hover strats.
Think about it, he would have done the hover in Hookshot Cave, get the lamp early.
Alright, Kohrek now heading up. As Nickynoel trying to set up the hammer yump there, and we know we need that because that's where the other Turtle Rock key is, if I recall. Kohrek having a little trouble here in the gauntlet, it looks like.
And there's a Turtle Rock key for Nicky. Oh, and Kohrek is getting quite low. I think he still has a fairy. He grabbed one in the waterfall cave.
Yeah, plus he's still got a blue potion, and he can always powder the anti-fairy there before Landmo too, so I think he'll be alright.
Now, did you know that powdering that anti-fairy, that bunny beam, I mean, changes the R.
The RNG of Land Mole 2? Yeah, I am aware of that little,
Sorry.
It's alright. There are days words escape me too. I know how that is. But nice quick kill there for kohrek. Making their way up the second half of the gauntlet here. Just gotta get past these stall robes. Nice! Oh, couldn't quite get the quick kill there, unfortunately. But gets him on the second cycle.
Yeah, not being able to dash on that bridge is annoying.
And that half magic showing its worth there as he's able to get through these torch rooms without too much trouble. Nice, using the bombs there. And he's gonna powder up, get a couple more fairies, get his health up all the way, get some magic refill, and it's on to Trolldorm 2.
Okay, Nicky is about to get his third Turtle Rock key now. In the sewers.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's too little too late. kohrek now finishing off Trolldorm 2, no trouble whatsoever.
Now,
Really
what's
check the
invalidation?
What? No, he's not gonna check the inevitable conclusion.
I was hoping for the boots to be there.
I was too, that would have been funny. But we will, unless Nicky checks it, we will never know.
Well, having some trouble in that room.
But gets through as Nickynoel gets her key to Turtle Rock. And meanwhile, kohrek now starting their fight with Agatu. Ooh, that's a decent setup there. See if he can take advantage. Nope. Oh, gets one hit at least. That's two. Ooh, there's a good setup. Possible triple here. Yes! Triple hit there. Nicely done. Just two more to go. One, and down goes Agatu. Nicely done by kohrek, and now it's time for the big pig. All right, so kohrek now starting their fight off with Ganon. They've got the tempered sword, so this should be a pretty decent thing. They gotta be careful there, though. Remember, he's only got blue mail, so not gonna be able to take as much damage as he probably hoped. But ooh, good setup there with the fire bats. Gonna allow him to do quite a bit of damage.
And Nickynoel about to get go mode.
Ooh,
Is that a hit? Oh my god.
Oh, what a save! That was clutch. All right, so kohrek now on to the final phases of Ganon here. He's got the silver arrows ready. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, did you
Sacrifice
find
the
the
torch.
silver arrows in Echina's cave?
I think we did. Couldn't quite sacrifice
Here,
the torch glitch for a free shot, but he's getting through no problem here.
That should be it.
And now we have bacon. And Mazina is a room. Kohrek will finish in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 55 minutes, and 23 seconds. Get your GGs in chat, folks. And unfortunately, Nickynoel just now making their way through the back end of Turtle Rock, but it's too little too late. All right, and Kohrek now joining us here in the channel. Kohrek, congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
So how'd you feel about that seed?
You know, it really wasn't all that bad. It kept me going in as soon as I was starting to run out of paths, it gave me a new one for the most part. So it kind of did drag me over everywhere pretty much, but for the most part, it was all right.
Yeah, I'd say it was a pretty decent seed overall. It wasn't too troll. I mean, you finished sub 2 for Keysanity. That's really impressive, to be honest. And really, the only thing that trolled you was that ice rod right at the end. And even then, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I want to get a few other spots out of the way, but even though like Turtle Rock was the most likely spot at that point, I didn't have that much left that was in logic, so I got a couple last checks out of the way and then headed up, and it was there, like it always is.
Speaking of Turtle Rock, you got quite lucky there, getting a small key and sequence break in the sewers.
Yeah, so
that allowed you to get the hookshot early.
Yeah,
because the required small key was in swamp.
Right. So, but it wasn't actually a sequence break necessarily because it was available at that chest. But if you didn't sequence break the other small key, then you'd had to double dip swamp, which is much. You'd either have to double dip swamp or Turtle Rock, which yeah, neither one is good.
Yeah, speaking of, Nickynoel actually just now hit go mode, and you could just tell the hesitation on her when she finally found that ice rod. Like, really? It's right here? Dang it. I'm surprised she didn't give us some frustration slashes there, knowing that she just lost because of that.
Oh, that's not the only reason. So yeah, you managed to start out the seed with Bo and the big key to Eastern before going in Kakariko.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. I just kept getting stuff, so I didn't have any reason to go to Kakariko yet. I figured, you know, my Dark World access would be over there somewhere once I wasn't getting anything in Eastern or anywhere there. But I was in no hurry. I was making good progress getting items. So as long as I wasn't, you know, being inefficient in what I was doing, it really didn't matter.
No, it worked out for you. I mean, yeah, there was quite a few items in Kakariko, to be fair, but my God, you know, your routing, odd as it was, really paid off for you. So it, again, sub 155 for a Keysanity race, that is something amazing. And we finally find out it was a heart container on the pedestal. We've been wondering that for a while now.
Interestingly enough, both of you did different routes at the start of this race, so you both found stuff that the other could have helped the other one. For example, Nickynoel got the flute so early in the seed, as well as the mirror and everything in CAC basically. On the other hand, you got the bow early on, which allowed you to get to the Eastern done rather quickly. I think 14 minutes in.
Yeah, I think that's about right for that first crystal. And it was kind of fun routing from the south to the north in this seed because you could take the portal and then mirror to check the forest while you're checking Skull Woods. So that was a little bit of fun. You don't get to do that very often.
All right, looks like Nickynoel's finally making their play into Ganon's tower. She's already got the big key. That's another thing too. After so many seeds of seeing the big key being the go mode item in a super troller location, it must feel good to find it early and not have to worry about that later on.
Yeah, that it's always nice when you find that before your go mode. That's like is if you're still looking for other items for crystals, finding that GT big key is just a huge weight off your shoulders.
Absolutely. Like I said, I've calmed like at least 5 or 6 out of like the 10 plus races I've calmed, almost half of them, where GT Big Key was either in Ganon's Tower or was required to go into Ganon's Tower to find the means to get to it, which is just ridiculous. Though sadly, there's still quite a few items that you guys never ended up finding. We still don't know where the boots are. We don't know where the red tunic is. We don't know where the butter sword is. Like, those must be hiding in Ganon's Tower, or either that or Laser Bridge, since those are the only 2 major areas you guys never checked.
Oh, there's the book missing. There's the big key to Hera and Skullwoods as well. Even that Thief's Town small key is nowhere to be found.
Oh my god. Was that ever sitting in the back of your mind that there was those few places that you either hadn't checked, like Ice Palace, Big Chest, or couldn't check because you were missing stuff like Thief's Town?
Well, so for Ice Palace, it was a logically required double dip. So, I mean, nobody is going to go back there until it's like their last spot. So, while I was worried about it, I wasn't really worried in the aspect of it being in the race. However, I mean, I don't like to do the back half of Thieves Town when I only have the big key, when I have other good choices. So I did put it off for a while. Once I knew it was a pendant, and I had checked so much of the game outside of Ganon's Tower, I just decided to check the basement and the one chest that was in Logic, because there wasn't a lot of likelihood I would find that small key.
Yeah, it worked out for you because in the end, you were able to find, you actually skipped going to blind, which ended up paying off for you since it was obviously not required. And I can tell you right now, blind did not have anything on them because Nicky did actually kill blind. So that saved you some time in the end. All right, Nicky now finishing up land mode 2, heading upstairs. This race is almost done, folks. Again, Nicky made a couple of minor errors here and there, but honestly, again, if you can get sub 230, you're doing pretty decent for these tournaments. So no shame on her part.
That's a funny fall there. Right after finishing both enemies. I like how the Sid gave you access to basically all the overworld at the start.
Good lord. Yeah, I was thinking we might have a jet seed here until once again, like this randomizer likes to do, it bottlenecks you halfway through, putting you with a lot of nothing for most of the race, just like or at the very least, like very small bits of progression. And that's exactly what we got here. A huge amount of items early on, but then it just little by little drip feeding you the rest.
So let's see. We might see Nickynoel up to open these last chests.
Nope, she's skipping them. At best, she might check the inevitable conclusion just for the fun of it, but she's not checking the rest. All right, time for Troll Dorm 2 here. Let's see if Nicky has as good a luck as Kohrek did here earlier. Ooh, not playing nice, but she does get him down. All right, will she check it? She will, and it's just a big 20.
I was really hoping for the boots to be there.
I
Seriously.
was hoping for something to be there, right? You were hoping for something. All right, looks like Nikki having the same bit of luck here that you did earlier, Kohrek. Ooh, nice the triple there. Wow, that was almost like note for note the exact same fight that Kohrek had earlier. That was impressive.
Yep. So at least in bosses you had the same skills.
Yeah, you rarely see that though. Like even when you have the same exact fight, very rarely does it hit note for note like that. The exact same hits, the exact same placement. Like that's super rare. So props to Nikki for that. All right, so Nickynoel now working on Ganon here. Oh, they got to be careful. They're running dangerously low on health. They've still got a fairy, but looks like they're going to be working on cape strats here.
And nice setup there to use this Ganon location.
Oh, takes a death, but thankfully they still have a fairy, so they're not down yet. All right, time for the final phase. All she needs to do now is get him a few times. Oh, no!
No!
No, Nikki takes a fall. Oh, that is unfortunate. Nickynoel taking a fall right at the last phase. Not like this. And worse yet, they don't have any boots, so they can't get a fairy off the tree. So they're gonna go in with 5 hearts, and that is it. Oh, this is gonna be painful.
Is there still the blue potion from Mire?
Yeah, I think she still has that, but still, like, you gotta be very careful from here on out. She could get killed before she could use that. Nope, she's gonna. Oh, she's still got a red potion, actually. That works out. But that's it. That's all she has. So if she takes a fall or a death this time, she may have to stop and pick up some more potions later.
Yeah, we're about to find out how this fight goes.
Thank God for that half magic. She's gonna need it right about now to keep have enough. I'd say torch glitch might come into play here.
Oh, that RNG! So much warps. Yeah, the initial RNG was way better.
Yeah, Ganon making her pay for her mistake. But she's gonna immediately get to set up. Doesn't get the torch glitch, but she's got quite a bit of magic left, so I think she should be okay as long as she gets a double. That'll definitely help.
Yeah, no need for the torch glitch if you can get a double.
Yep, she gets her bacon. And as she enters the room here, Nickynoel will finish with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 15 seconds. And Nicky now joins us here in the channel. GG there, Nicky.
Ah, what a stupid seat. I mean, I've never had a seat that was this open after 10 minutes, like I found the hammer, and basically the whole world was open.
And then you're bottlenecked into the last 2 dungeons, Turtle Rock and Ice Palace.
I mean, to win this race, even though it's 15 minutes apart, I only needed to do 2 things, which are really easy. One is to actually check the first chest in Swamp, when I actually did Light World Swamp because I came from the Dark World anyway. To not having to double dip T-Rock. And the second is to not fail the bump jump for the IST chest. And I think then the race is basically already won. Like, that's easily the 15 minutes that I'm behind now.
Not only that, Kohrek's first Turtle Rock key wasn't even the one in Swamp. It was the one in the sewers. He did sequence break without the lamp to get that one.
Yeah.
Well,
not totally surprised, but yeah, I went up and was like, well, I'm actually happy that I have no keys, because if I had one, I would be scared that I'm missing one, because the second opens up so much. And yeah, then that happened. And then obviously going into pot also because, oh, suddenly I have 5 pot small keys. So, yeah, suddenly there's a chest in the logic. But yeah, it happens. I mean, I've won 3 races against other runners that were basically as good as me. And now the 4th one I lost. It's okay.
Yeah, well, actually, this was your 5th one, obviously. This is the last race. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to move on, which is unfortunate because this was a heck of a race.
True,
I mean,
but fourth round, it was kind of obvious. Like, my opponent was a lot stronger than me.
Yeah, still, I don't think you should have any shame here. 2:10 is still a really good time for a Keysanity race. So definitely don't hold this against you. You did as best as you could possibly do. You certainly did a lot better than I would do, but that's not saying much. Still, I don't think you should have any shame here. But any final thoughts from the 2 of you before we wrap this up? So definitely don't hold this against you. You did as best as you could possibly do. You certainly did a lot better than I would do, but
yeah, I guess I'm kind of happy it's over. I mean, I expected to go 2 and 3 at the beginning of the tourney. Started with 3-0 and was like, yeah, right.
Any final thoughts from the 2 of you before we wrap this up?
But yeah, it was a great tourney, and I have the feeling Keysanity is like at least the best random mode for me. Like, at least after doing so much Keysanity, standard, normal, standard, and open look like really boring. Like, you get I've played a few of them lately, and you get just thrown so many items at you compared to Keysanity that's like, whoa, basically like this seat, just every time.
It happens. Any final 4 words from you, Kohrek?
I just want to say thank you for the commentary, the tracking. I know we had a new restreamer today. Thank you very much for getting us on. And yeah, good luck in the future, Nicky. And I'm looking forward to the crazy 4-1 tiebreaker race.
Yeah, good luck with that. And make the good route ready. That will be totally crazy.
I can remember a few names on top of my head that are participating in that race, so yeah, good luck. You'll need it.
No, no kidding.
Yeah,
Speaking of...
There's ACMLM, Willard, Ben, and a few more popular racers.
Including a few more yet to come, because we still got a few races here tonight with some runners that could make it here. Speaking of, let's give a... first of all, make sure you guys give a follow to our runners here, both Kohrek and Nickynoel. Make sure you give them some love on Twitch. And of course, shout out to our restreamer, Magpie Maiden, and our tracker, Ninban. Of course, myself and my co-commentator, Number Play. Give us all a follow there, show some love. But as far as races going on, we have a couple races that are just that have already been ongoing. We got Prize IRL and Isn't Even My Final Form, as well as Liminality and Melmegas happening on Speed Gaming 2. We also have another quad race between Bakar Baller versus Ajneb, aka Ben, as well as Blaine versus Sabotender on ALTTPR 1. So you don't want to miss out on that. We also just started a race between Yuki Saka Zero and Max Ketchums. I don't know if that one's being restreamed yet, but we'll see. We do have, and then there's another race between X-Rock and the Prof Gamer, though, again, that's a 0 and 4. If that one gets restreamed, we'll let you know. But that's the main races we've got going on here today. Make sure you give a follow to all of our channels, Speed Gaming 1 through 4, ALTTP Randomizer 1 through 4. Make sure you follow the schedule for not only this tournament, for all of the Speed Gaming tournaments and Rando tournaments going on right now. Definitely don't miss out on that. Oh, it's nuts, folks. And then, of course, later this week, we will have the big 4-1 race off with all of those who could potentially be moving on. Many will enter, only one will leave. So make sure you guys tune in for that. In the meantime, we want to thank you guys for tuning in as always. Never play, pleasure working with you. And then, of course,
Same for me.
4-1 race off. And on behalf of everyone here in the Speed Gaming family, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. My name is The Shades, and as I always like to say, rock on, guys. In the meantime, we want to thank you guys for tuning in as always. Never play, pleasure working with you.
Same for me.
And on behalf of everyone here in the Speed Gaming family, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. My name is The Shades, and as I always like to say, rock on, guys.